It is Wednesday, April 30th. I swore I was May Day. It's earlier today. I slept pretty well. And I was tired last night, so I went to bed earlier than I usually have been. And I did wake up in the middle of the night for a couple of hours, which is par for the course. And then I got up earlier. I got up at 8:15. Yeah. So it's earlier. So if the sun comes in your eyes, that's why. Because we're out here earlier. I am not wearing a sweater. I am dressed to pick sticks. Because I didn't pick any sticks yesterday. This is my Hawkeyes sweatshirt my daughter gave me. She went to Iowa. Iowa Hawkeyes. That's the University of Iowa, not Iowa State. So I'm feeling perky, so that's good. A little sleep goes a long way, and yesterday was so beautiful all day. So I spent quite a bit of time out on my deck. We had our kava on our deck together, Dennis and me. Dennis and I. I'm not sure. I think Dennis and I had my kava on the deck. Dennis and I had our kava on the deck. I think it's I. My mother is a nationally known grammarian. She's written several grammar books. Yeah, but she never corrected my grammar. She rarely corrected my grammar when I was an adult. She always knew the answer to the grammar questions when you had one. But I don't even think kids have grammar questions anymore. I don't think they do anything with grammar. I think toward the end of her career, she was teaching people who hadn't a clue about grammar. But my daughter got her doctorate at Iowa, and at her graduation party, makes me cry thinking about it. I'm very proud of my daughter. At our graduation party, she was telling the story where she had some friends who said, you know, do you want me to read your dissertation over so you have, you know, more eyes looking at it? I'm such a dope. And she said, oh no, my grandmother is reading it. It was kind of, I think that was kind of the last big thing my mother did. She hasn't done any big things since, but she edited my daughter's dissertation. I'm gonna have to edit this. Oh jeez. Oh, I'm tired. You know, I'm still tired. Anyway. So my daughter probably had the best edited dissertation in the whole country that year. My mother and my daughter. In their primes. I got a little spider on my table, which is distracting me a little bit, and maybe it'll make me stop with the, you know, I get this way sometimes. This is just me. I get this from my father. I cry at commercials. I don't know why that struck me so much today, but anyway, I'm wearing my Hawkeyes. And my grammar. and a spider coming at me. On a gorgeous day today, so I will be picking sticks. And my sweatpants on and everything. Right, spider? He's like headed for me. He's gonna jump off that table right onto my lap. No, he's not. He's gonna jump up that way. I just moved him. Now you know something else about me that I don't know that I don't recall ever having an episode like that on my podcast. I get that way. I get that way. Dennis does too sometimes. It was nice. Kerflumped. I thought I might miss the heavy equipment traffic this morning, but I'm not quite early enough for that. I guess they start early. But there are still birds. Right, pup? I got Pearl with me. Maze is not an early riser. Pearly girl. Pearl. There she is. There's my Pearl. But Pearl comes down with me. Pearl is my dog. She does dog too, but she comes down with me. So anyway, I don't have much to talk about. Oh, I came in 5th out of Potter on one of my tournaments last night, so that's fun. Another final table. I feel like I'm playing poker again and not just trying to bluff everybody. My problem. I try to bluff too much. Have a little cough today. Dennis is going out, and that makes me think of coronavirus, of course, which I don't have. Dennis is going out and about today, pick up a few things that we need. He needs mulch for his trees, and the place where we get the dog food. We're going to get another bag of dog food. They're talking about meat shortages because they're having to close the meat processing plants because of coronavirus. So we won't be buying any more meat for the dogs. So once we run out of what we have for them in our freezer, we will be switching them to kibble for the duration. They'll be fine. And we're starting to think about our own meat supply, being keto. We cannot just switch to rice and beans, which are easy to store and yummy. So, thinking about things like that. I was just about ready to stop this and say, "Oh my God, you're so rambly," and you know, maybe I could just stop. I'm drinking my cup in my New Zealand tea. Hi, Megan. I don't have much to. Oh, I made flan yesterday. Keto flan. Turned out really well. I'm very happy about it. Flan is one of my favorite desserts, and I hadn't really tried the keto version. I tried to. Flan is a very solid. It's a Spanish and South American dessert. Latin American dessert, South American dessert, because it's also in Brazil, which technically is not Latin America, because I think Latin Americans are Hispanics are Spanish descendants, and Brazil is Portuguese. But it just could be the Iberian Peninsula. I don't know what I'm talking about. But anyway, South American and Mexican and Spanish. And it's a very dense custard with a so you caramelize sugar in the bottom of the pan. And then you put caramelized sugar in the bottom of the dish, and then you put this thick custard and you bake it. And then you serve it by turning it over, and the caramelized sugar creates this wonderful sugary sauce, caramely sauce, over this delicious custard. So I tried to caramelize some erythritol, which is what we use for our cooking, for our sweetener when we're cooking, and I couldn't, it melted, but it didn't caramelize. So I used a brown sugar version of it, which is kind of, felt like cheating, but and that worked. But all you do with, that just melted essentially. But it turned out good. Some of the thing with flan is when you turn it over, there's some caramelized sugar left in the custard cup, and you just leave that because you don't want anything. It's not crunchy or anything. It's just like a sauce or a caramel juice. With mine, some of the sugar came off, and so it has little sugar crunch on it, which I was fine with. Anyway, it turned out really good. That's what I did yesterday, and played a little bit of poker, and I'm full bore on my 4th sock blank on the front of my sweater. I'm up here. I'm very close. I left a little bit of it for fading in the back and for fading on the sleeves, but not too much. So that's what I did yesterday. Today we're picking sticks, not you. Pearl doesn't get to pick sticks in the front because she runs in the street. She's not allowed out in the front. Our other dogs used to be able to be in the front because they wouldn't go in the street, but she does. I don't think Maisie's would go into the street. She's afraid of cars that are driving on the road and stuff, so she would stick close, I think. But Pearl, she'd wander. Well, we've got dogs across the street that she's very interested in meeting, so she has to stay in the backyard. Anyway, not many birds more. No, the birds aren't very close. I don't know if you can hear them. Anyway, too much construction behind me going on over there. I guess I'll stop now. Ramble. I hope I pick some sticks because it really needs it. But it's early in the morning. No cream in my coffee. My weight seems to be going back up again. I don't think it's as much the cream itself. It's that I drink it early in the morning and break my fast. And I think it's better to not break my fast till the afternoon. And black coffee doesn't break my fast, so I'm having black coffee. I don't like it as much, although I'm getting used to it. And it's better for me. So I'm sorry for this weirdo vlog this morning. Very strange. But it's April 30th, and I think this is like my 40th vlog. 40. Yeah. Pretty sure it's like 40. I guess it's getting to me a little bit. My mother-in-law went to the store yesterday. Did I tell you that? The day before yesterday? I don't think I did. She called up. I talked to Vicky. I'm going to Shady Maple. I think she said I talked to Vicky so that we wouldn't yell at her. Puppy, you're wiggling me. Puppy, earthquake. Vicky is Dennis's sister who lives in California. So I guess she's like, Vicky gave me permission. We didn't yell at her. She said, which mask should I wear? We said, wear your N95 mask. So she had to get apples. Well, and she's looking for a certain kind of ham, which we weren't finding. We didn't find any hams, and she needed ham. She needed ham and apples. So she went. Shady Maple is a big store in Lancaster County that has, it's a destination supermarket for some people, you know. I pictured way back a couple years ago, I had a picture of an Amish man and sitting on his buggy with his beautiful horse. Beautiful man, beautiful horse. Like, this is the, you know, this is what I found when I came out of my supermarket. What do you see when you come out of yours? So it's a big place. She said there were lots of empty shelves and things, so. Funny how things are going. But anyway, so she went shopping. She said, and Garland went along, but he just stayed in the car. Okay. He's not getting around so good, but he's going stir crazy too. I mean, I think he gets in the car with her to drive, you know, 1/8 of a mile up to the mailbox to get their mail. He just can't, you know, he's been in the house for a long time. He can't get around very well. So he went with her and they went to the store. Everything was fine, she said. We're gonna have to figure out how to live in the world. I suspect we'll be in at least semi-lockdown until there's a vaccine, if there is one. Now they're, you know, they still haven't discovered whether or not having antibodies is keeps you from getting it again. And if it doesn't, then I don't see how a vaccine works unless it's like the antibodies work for a year and then they don't anymore, and then so you would have to get a yearly shot like we do now with the flu shot. So we'll be in semi-lockdown for a long time, but I do feel like it's starting to affect me, kind of, you know. I catch myself every once in a while thinking, maybe, you know, am I feeling anxious, you know, little rumble in the pit of my stomach or things like that, you know. Get up and start talking when you're dry. So, then I got verklempt on my video today. I might have to redo this. 17 minutes of ramble. But we're good. I'm a little, you know. But I feel good today. I slept. I'm not having cream in my coffee. I'll have another cup of coffee and watch this and see if I'm terrible. If I am, I'll do another one. Because it's early. I have time. It'll be shorter. And I won't be verklempt. I hope you're doing well. I hope we're all doing well. Take good care of yourselves. And stay safe and stay sane.